back in the 1990s, it seemed as if every New Age teacher's secret to the universe was based on one statement: remember who you are. So, the scenario would go something like this. The teacher would stand at the front of the auditorium and give these great words of profound wisdom: remember who you are. The rest of us in the audience would think, okay, I am a spark of the divine. Or they would think, I am an aspect of God, or something similar. And then we would all just sit and stare at each other. Each of us thinking, okay, got that. Now what? We would just look rather blankly around the room, each of us wondering, what comes next? Clearly, we got it at the intellectual level, but alas, we did not get it from the heart level. It is from the heart that wisdom opens wide the doors of understanding. This understanding does not come from words or the mind, but from the silence, the stillness. During this time in the 1990s, there was much talk about how light workers volunteered to come to Earth for this mission. I remember adamantly refusing to believe I volunteered to come here. I jokingly insisted that everyone else stepped back and left the naive ones, myself included, standing in the front, looking as if we had volunteered. It was almost 10 years later before I had an epiphany. I was sitting outside on a beautiful spring morning having my quiet time. For the previous 6 months, I had been seeding my consciousness with the word connection. In other words, I would almost unconsciously think about this word for a few minutes at the beginning of my quiet time, and then pretty much forget about it. When you do this over a period of time, revelations begin to come to you concerning the topic or word being seeded. Thus it was, on that beautiful morning, that I had my epiphany. I felt, quite surprisingly, totally and absolutely connected to the earth and everything I could perceive in my surroundings: the little lizards, the tropical birds, the grass, the very earth herself. It was the realization, the feeling of the one expressing as all that is, and in that moment, love, such love poured through me, filling me and expressing itself as an amazing love for humanity. It was then that I realized, of course I volunteered. How could I not? This love that is so beyond our human concept of love opened like a bright sun in my heart and blew away all dark shadows. Of course we volunteered, because that love is who we were, and that feeling was remembering who we are. It is this experience of love and the realization of oneness that begins to seed the new reality. It is the understanding that the crux of matter is a result of our inner consciousness unfolding. We must delve deeply into the truth of being. We must understand God is spirit. We are spirit being. We must live first and foremost in the spiritual universe. We must understand it deeply. We must remember it, if you will, as we train ourselves to focus our attention inward and to hold fast to the truth of our being. We begin to bring forth into outer manifestation the eternal seeds of spirit, such as love, joy, harmony, light. With every breath, we begin to remember who we are. We used to become monks in order to reach enlightenment. We left the world around us and went on to caves to minimize distractions and the allure of the outer world. In a very real way, our training is very much like this degree of devotion and dedication. Although we do not literally have to move into a cave, we do literally have to develop our abilities to hold our attention and our focus steady on our inner light, our inner being. Because we aren't living in a cave, we must build a strong foundation on the principles of truth. As light workers, we know this is false information. Every time our focus shifts, however, to the outer world, we buy into this illusion. Then we must train up again, just like spiritual warriors, to get back into being truth realized. This is what we are here to do as light workers. We are here to be strongly anchored in the truth of our being. This conscious realization, living this conscious realization, is what we are here to do. For many years, we have studied. We have meditated. Now it is time. This is the time of great transition. The spiritual gateway is open. The very cosmos itself is working to aid our evolution into truth. We are the light workers. This is our cosmic moment. By 𝐈𝐓'𝐒, in Steiner's anthroposophical worldview, the spirits of motion are cosmic beings orchestrating universal rhythms and movements. They mediate between the spiritual and physical worlds, guiding the harmony and order underpinning the universe's structure. 𝐈𝐓'𝐒, in this context, becomes more than just an art form. It attempts to translate these cosmic movements into human form, echoing the underlying cosmic dance guided by the spirits of motion. Practitioners of 𝐈𝐓'𝐒 seek to align their movements with the spiritual principles that govern the world. The gestures and forms performed in 𝐈𝐓'𝐒 are meant to symbolize and embody specific sounds, emotions, or musical notes akin to a physical language that resonates with these higher cosmic rhythms. The practice aims for aesthetic expression, spiritual harmony, and insight. Through 𝐈𝐓'𝐒, practitioners may understand or even experience aspects of the spiritual world, gaining an intuitive insight into the cosmic forces that the spirits of motion are thought to guide. The alignment with the spirits of motion elevates 𝐈𝐓'𝐒 from mere artistic expression to a form of spiritual practice. The synchronization of human movement with cosmic principles becomes an act of communion with higher spiritual realities. In this way, 𝐈𝐓'𝐒 serves as a bridge between the earthly and the divine, embodying a unique aspect of Steiner's spiritual science. It reflects a belief in the interconnectedness of all things and emphasizes the human potential to actively engage with and participate in the spiritual fabric of existence. In summary, the connection between 𝐈𝐓'𝐒 and the spirits of motion in Steiner's philosophy is profound, intricate, and symbolic, intertwining art, spirituality, and cosmic understanding. It's a notion rooted in a holistic worldview where human expression and experience are inextricably linked to higher spiritual realities. By Neil Perry Gordon,